Hi guys, and welcome to my review of episode 8 of It Welcome to Derry and the season finale. So obviously we've followed one of these subplots now where Shaw has essentially been looking to weaponize the entity of Pennywise. Here we find that he's finally been able to escape the prison that had been set by Rose. With one of the pillars being removed. So this is made the town of Derry descend into this fog. It did make me, as we've spoken in this series before, that this show has kind of like introduced this sort of shared open Stephen King universe. The town of Derry being descended into fog did kind of like remind me of sometimes of a mist. It has been said that this is not an intentional link to the mist, but it did at least kind of like give those sort of nods. It did give those kind of vibes. So as the town of Derry has been descended into fog, Pennywise basically preys on the children of a Derry school, hypnotizing and taking them all captive, hoping to transport them outside the Derry over to this frozen river. We basically have one of the children that has been taken hostage as well. As a result, Will's father, Leroy, basically enlists the help of Dick Halloran to try and help. Dick Halloran's shining abilities have gone completely out of control now. He does he is contemplating suicide, and he has managed to be saved from this by Leroy mentioning that the entity has will. Rose basically at their home, they have Rose there who explains to them that even if they do locate the entity of Pennywise, they haven't got a cat in hell's chance of actually defeating it. So they basically conjure up this alternative attack method where they essentially aim to use Dick Halloran's shining abilities to locate the dagger that they can then use as to kind of replace a missing pillar, and in case Pennywise wants more, the dagger which is in question is in the possession of Lily, Ronnie and Marge, who are now on their own quest to defeat Pennywise once and for all. It seems that this dagger is kind of becoming almost kind of like almost feels like it's been created by the Dark Lord Sauron, as it's made allowing as it's kind of having this weird possession almost on Lily. Lily is very much going very full Gollum here with her possession and her obsession with this dagger. So yeah, and it all essentially aims with Shaw, so in the military kind of pursuing them to try and, obviously, as they've had their own agenda for the entity of Pennywise. So all of these plot threads have been kind of like pulled together. All of these characters are being kind of drawn together to race towards this one specific point to Pennywise. and we here we are essentially having our finale. Now I'll tell you some of what my thoughts are, but then I will basically if you haven't seen this episode yet, this is probably where I would advise you maybe to go away and come back to this review, because I am going to talk about a little few spoiler bits here. So if you don't want anything spoiled, then now's the time to maybe cut away from this review. In short, guys, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was absolute carnage, gory, really action-packed, really fast-paced finale to Pennywise, to It Welcome to Derry. And yeah, just some really gnarly stuff, really great visuals. Absolutely loved the cinematography of waking our way through this mist. Absolutely loved the visuals of this. So we have we basically have in their final showdown with Pennywise, we have Daniel, who unfortunately gets killed, but we also, during this showdown, we have this idea that Pennywise essentially reveals Marge to be Richie's mother, who we obviously know in the 80s, Richard Dozier. So there was that one, the twist, which I didn't hate. I really enjoyed that we got that connective tissue. It makes a lot of sense, in a sense. We got this small town of Derry, and Pennywise, the entity, is essentially confined to there. Because of the pillars now, so it kind of makes sense that there would be this connective tissue between the generations, between the characters. We basically, though, but then it kind of also goes kind of full Terminator here as well, where it's kind of basically laid down that the reason why Pennywise has been targeting Marge is because he's been trying to essentially take her out, so that Richie is not born. Obviously, knowing the role that the Losers Club taking him down in Pennywise's next cycle in the 80s. And this was an idea that I didn't really like as much. I wasn't as keen on that idea. But on the whole, guys, that was my only real niggle of this. The show ends on an elderly Ingrid, who is basically has another encounter with Beverly Marsh, where her and her father are mourning the death of their mother, and we basically have Ingrid repeating that line to Beverly, never mind dear, because no one in Derry truly stays there, before giving this very sinister grimace. And so we got some more little connective tissue to the Losers Club in the 1980s. Like I said, guys, I wasn't too mad on the whole time travel bit here, but that was my only real complaint of this episode. Otherwise, I thought that it was an absolute banger of a way to go out. It was a really strong finale. I think every episode of this has been solid, but especially the last two episodes here, this one, and obviously the previous episode with the black spot, which obviously was a significant part in the book. I've been especially really strong, and so that pretty much wraps it up, guys. All in all, really good explosive finale, I thought. yeah, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed this video, you want to see more, don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be doing a full season review of this show as well, where I'll get into some other additional details I haven't gone into these episode reviews on. So stay tuned for that, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care.